No offense, you're the guy that thinks Israel is on stolen land, Mike. So everything that follows from that, what's that?
I never said that.
Yeah, you did. You said it repeatedly, and I double questioned you on it. You literally said they stole land.
So, I mean, do you want to dig into facts and history? I mean, if you're talking about individual people, or are you talking about collective? I mean,
I'd rather pound chopsticks into my ear.
There were individual people who were deprived of their land.
I'd rather pound chopsticks into my ears with a mallet than talk to you, Mike.
But, I mean, that's a fact. You can't change history. It is what it is.
See how we just continue?
You can deny it. You can twist it. You can reframe it. But there is a reality out there that actually happened. I know some people have a hard time grappling.
This is breaking news. This is breaking news. There's a reality out there that happened.
But, you know, what is the consequence of that?
Stop the presses.
That's a totally different story.
Stop the presses.
People actually have a nuanced understanding.
Stop the presses. The critically thinking, nuanced person just said there's actually a reality out there. Hang on. I want to definitely put that in the title of this one.
What's your claim? That no Palestinians ever were deprived of any property whatsoever? Is that your claim?
My claim is that you don't.
It kicked me. Son of a bitch. That one went away too? How did they know that? There you are.
In 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contractor that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot. I think you have emergency powers just like I do. When I'm exercising my emergency powers, you have to exercise them also. I did exercise them. I mean, you have a very powerful emergency power, and you can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can. Yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon. We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of the house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important
thing is a long time.
To be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now. They're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in there, but the people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit, and the permit's going to take them. Everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months. That was last night.
So he's having a problem with the timing and saying that she should have did something, and that's the reason why he don't want to get him the money. What's going on? That was a lot of yelling.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you who was sitting. It was that's the mayor or the governor from Cali that was speaking. That was mayor.
She's a mayor.
Okay, so it was the mayor. Then it was Melania. Then it was Trump. Then Elon Musk looking like, which way did it go? Which way did it go? You could just see that he's just looking up in the air like he don't even know what the fuck they talking about. I didn't get to see who was on the opposite table, but I got to see who was sitting on the longer part. But I guess people want to go and clean up stuff, and he wants them to go now, and she wants to make sure everybody's safe. I don't know. But he ain't saying shit about the money. I want to hear a video about the money.
The air quality is so horrible over there. It's uncertain if folks can even get safe water over there. It's still quite dangerous. And also, I don't think the fire is totally contained yet.
Yeah, I think some of that is toxic. But you know, if they just let people go in like they want, then people are going to sue because they're going to get sick. And they want to clean up the ash, but it's just, you know, I mean,
I got a notification today, and in the notification, it says that was 1 hour ago. And for the Palisades fires, they said we are allowing residents only. So I guess they are allowing residents access. Law enforcement will only conduct resident escorts between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m.
I mean, yeah, I understand their resources are stretched. I mean, I get it. But as someone who's been through like where there were hurricane damaged areas, sometimes that took years. And, you know, this is Houston. You have the people have to clean up. The city would come. There's nobody to come and collect the trash. So where are they going to bring the debris? I mean, it's just logistical issues, but I get it. People don't think about that. I get it. The National Guard is still protecting against looters, which I think is important. So if you had one of those houses in Malibu or something, what the hell are you going to do with all of that debris?
Yeah, it's bad.
And that burger place is right across the street, like the fucking oldest burger place in fucking New Jersey. And it's supposed to be really good. It's like right across the street from that fucking place. Riddell, hold on.
Hello again.
Hello.
Yeah. I still haven't heard anything from Rob.
Okay. What did you do? You messaged him on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent Lorenzo Antonucci a message. I don't know if he's going to get back to me. Who's this? Oh, War got back to me. Remember War? Shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you?
Please don't have them go up there with the little mask they got from the dollar store to trying to clean that shit up. Please don't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still asking people if they've been down at 9/11 at the World Trade Center.
The truth is, he don't want his money, or not his money, but you know what I mean. Their money to go towards the cleanup people. They feel like, yo, let them do that shit themselves. That's how I feel. He don't want his budget to go towards that. Took about 18 months. That's ridiculous that people got to wait 18 months to at least, you know. That's crazy. But I'm not surprised.
Isn't the suspension of the issue with the insurance companies not paying for the fires, isn't that suspended for only a year? So 18 months would actually be damaging people's pockets? Or am I not understanding this correctly?
Wait a minute, Maya, what are you talking about? Are y'all protecting her? Is who protecting who? We're not even talking about her. I'm trying to get the understanding of what's going on, girl. What are you talking about? Well, what you saying, Montana?
Yeah, if anybody has a better video, I can play it. If you guys could put the link in the chat.
No, I was saying 18 months, because California put a pause on, these insurance companies not covering the damage from the fires for a year. So 18 months would be longer than a year. So that means...
What?
Okay, never mind. Forget.
I'm just slow. I'm trying to catch on. What are you talking about?
No, I think I'm also trying to understand, but I'm thinking out loud here. It's not making sense. Don't worry about it.
No worries.
All right, I just went and looked for another video. Hold on.
All right. Well, wait a minute. Michelle says 18 months is the typical timeline for a permit. They did state last week that the people that lost their insurance several weeks before that, the insurance company had to reinstate.
Okay, that helps a little bit.
I got a video. It's 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Let's see.
Send professional invoices and get paid faster with the QuickBooks mobile app. Know when they've been viewed and know when you're paid.
Also on tariffs, I often agree with you on tariffs, but how about no tariffs on building materials for the next 3 years? We'll take a look at that, actually.
Yes. First of all, let me just take the opportunity to officially welcome you to Los Angeles. Really appreciate you coming, and especially you come just a few days after your inauguration. So I want you to know that your presence here is very much appreciated. Let me also say that I know you had an opportunity to see the devastation. You've seen the extreme loss, the grief that people are going through here. And we are 100% committed to getting this neighborhood rebuilt again. You mentioned a couple of things in terms of us expediting. So I signed executive directives right away so that we could cut the red tape. We can get people back building as fast as possible. And we're going to continue doing that.
One thing you say, I'm saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No, that will not be the case.
Okay, I'm just so
You can hold me to it.
Four groups said that.
No.
That would be a they should be able to do it. They should be able to start tonight.
That will not be the case. You know, first we have to take care of to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up so that people can start right away. And just like you said, if somebody had their household destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher, they really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are expediting that. We absolutely need your help. We need the federal help.
You got it. I told you, you will have no permit problem. There will be zero delay. And as far as I'm concerned, you already have. I've been at least 8 groups of homeowners, and I'm much more worried about the fact that they said it's 18 months exactly, and they were devastated. They want to start now. They want to start removing things. They're not allowed to do it now. And you mentioned hazardous waste. Well, if hazardous waste, what's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. We're going to go through a whole series of questions on determining what's hazardous. No, I just think you have to allow the people to go on this site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Okay.
You can come back and check.
Yeah, she's not ready for prime time. She should have came back. I know he definitely seemed like he was flustering her because she said, we're going to need government, federal help. And he said, you got it. But she never fully finished exactly what the need was or the ask is.
I just wanted to correct something I said. That wasn't Elon. I'm in the dark, so I thought that was Elon sitting next to him, but it's not. It's some other guy. I don't know who that is. Sorry.
Thank you for that. Thank you. No worries.
But that's her style. I wouldn't expect her to be.
Exactly.
She's not the confrontational type. To me, she came off the way she was supposed to, reiterating the safety concerns of her constituents. He sounded like a jerk saying that you need to specify what you mean by hazardous. We have whole industries in science and regulations that he ignores that are built on classifying what is considered hazardous waste. He just sounds like a jerk.
And it's very difficult
And
to
I
talk to
also
somebody
thought-
like it's very difficult to talk to someone like him without making them look stupid.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is to go and kind of shut down, because I could definitely see me saying something like, well, clearly you don't know what this means. So instead of saying something. And I also think that she kind of backed him up because he was doing all this bad talk about how he wasn't going to give them any money and all of that. And then when she was like, yeah, we need this money, we need your help, he's like, yeah, we're going to give you everything. Well, I'm glad to hear that because we really need, like, it seemed like she was fast. She was taking him fast too. And he didn't get a chance to do that backpedaling like he likes to do.
Yeah, it's like you're right. I didn't even think about that. She has to walk that fine balance because you know how Black women that have any type of assertiveness trigger him, and you know I was really like on pins and needles listening to it because I was like, if she slips, he might throw out that nasty woman, and then I'm gonna be triggered. So I feel sorry for any Black woman with any type of power and authority having to thread that needle when they're dealing with him.
That's a fact. I'm glad you replayed that, Mel.
Yeah, the replay with the full thing was a much better context. The first clip, it made me feel like the shit went down, it was really bad, and that I feel like the first clip, she set it up really well in the intro and gave him like the little bit of an ego boost and whatever that he needed. And it came off much better than that.
Oh my God, I hope that's not true. I'm reading what Michelle put in the chat. Imagine being an IRS agent on a desk job and then being told you got to be assigned to patrol the border. The horror.
Yeah, we need a link for that, Michelle.
Can you imagine the amount of training that they would have to go through in order to do that, if it would even be effective?
That doesn't even make sense. Like, I just can't even imagine if I'm just used to, like, you know, doing my little computer click job with my nails and, you know, I got my little cubicle. I'm living the plush life. And then I get a notice saying, yeah, you got to go to the border to patrol it. I can't imagine.
First of all, there are IRS agents all over the U.S., so they're going to all go to where the borders are. What's going on?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hold on. I wanted to play another part. Hold on. Because they start talking about, him talking about eliminating FEMA and state, you know, handling their own shit. Hold on. Oh, my God.
Absolutely need your help. We need the federal help.
You got it. I told you, you will have no permit problem. There will be zero delay. President Trump tells LA Mayor Karen Bass to open up Pacific Palisades for residents to clean up their properties. They should be able to start tonight.
That will not be the case. You know, first we have to take care of to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up.
You mentioned hazardous waste. Well, hazardous waste. What's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. Residents pushing for an exact date to get back home. People are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves.
We think within a week.
That's a long time away. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of the house. They want to go to work and they're not allowed to do it.
The most important thing is for people to be safe.
This is the president touring the fire damage from the air and from the ground. I don't think you can realize how rough it is, how devastating it is until you see it. President hosting a freewheeling, hour-long spontaneous discussion with leaders from both parties. George Whitesides is a Democratic congressman from Santa Clarita. It felt raw, and the emotion in the room was strong. The president suggested he's open to eliminating FEMA. Each state should take care of their problem and get money from the federal government. Earlier, the president suggested California's federal disaster aid could be based on two conditions. Voter ID, so that the people have a chance to vote. And I want to see the water be released and come down into Los Angeles and throughout the state. Those are the two things. After that, I will be the greatest president that California has ever seen. We never condition aid for disaster victims. And the reason is because at the end of the day, we're all Americans. I'm hoping that we can get these funds and that we don't punish individuals for the policies of their state leader. The president's saying this: look, I'm going to give you everything you want. I'm going to give you more than any president would have ever given you. We're going to override all the permitting.
When he said California will get what it needs.
But you notice he didn't say the relief. He was talking about permits.
Well, I read it in a broader fashion. I guess I'm trying to be optimistic here.
We really want to thank you for that. Republican Assembly Leader James Gallagher, like somebody heard that we need to do better to prevent these dangerous fires. And he heard that a lot. Remove the regulatory barriers. The president agreed to meet with Governor Gavin Newsom at the tarmac of LAX, but did not invite him to the firehouse meeting. I have all the expectations. FEMA was extremely helpful. That was the old days when FEMA was good. Congressman also was invited inside. That was very different than a Joe Biden meeting. You talk about just what it felt like in the room and just the freewheeling nature of what we just saw. I love it, and I think the people love it because it is a very open discussion. And if you got anybody else to put it in there, but like you saw was one of them there, you kind of pushed back pretty good too. So this is what people want. Much more. President's visit coming up on our political show. The issue is from here and from Washington. I also said
Whew, that audio was nail biting, but it was good because it slowed it down. I was able to hear, so that was good.
That shows you how when people post stuff on Instagram, they just take that 30-second or that 1 minute clip, to get that clickbait in. And they don't put the whole thing, so you don't know exactly what was said before or after.
Right.
That clip that Michelle put in the chat, he said a lot of half-truths in there. Like he said that it's like a really short clip, but he says, they tried to hire 88,000 workers to go after you. And he's talking about the IRS people, but that's a half-truth. That's how many were probably supposed to be hired after he dismantled and gutted the IRS from his term. They had to staff back up and backfill just to complete everything in Biden's term. But then he goes on to say, and he's kind of like floating it out there. It's not like an executive order or anything. He just floats out there. Maybe I'll have them go to the border instead or terminate them. So it's not like, it wasn't really substantiated in any official executive order or measure that he put out there. He just threw it out there in his Vegas speech.
Thank you, Janice. Beautiful. Thank you. So Trump said he's going to give you everything that you need. He's going to do more than any other president would have ever done. You're going to get the permits and all that you need. So this means he's not going to get him the money. He's just going to give him the permits. What's going on?
It's just hard, because he lies about everything. So,
right.
But he'll be the greatest president that California has ever seen. Like he actually care.
You heard him say it right. I just that he said that right.
That must be true.
Okay. If he said it, better believe it.
I mean, I think the only
You see that he didn't allow the governor to come, Cali's governor to come to the meeting.
I mean, I think the only reason that he may actually try to help LA is because the Olympics will be under his watch in his final year, if he makes it to that. And if LA hasn't rebuilt really well by then, it's going to be hard to brag about it when he's bragging about the Olympics.
That's a fact.
Yeah, if you definitely cater to his ego, because he's going to want to have the biggest and the best Olympics of all time, for sure. But you know what else I was thinking? It's so funny that, he has, based on his level of understanding, he always asks questions and gets hyper-focused on things that he can grasp. And I was wondering when the clip was being played, like, out of all of the recovery and disaster trips that presidents go on, I was trying to remember when I had to hear at like a granular level talks about permits. But then I thought about it, I was like, this is somebody that thinks he understands construction. And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, so it makes sense that he would say, well, let them go in and rebuild and clean up, because if he had to pay for it out of his own pocket, we know he hasn't paid. There's still contractors out there right now that he hasn't paid. So it would make sense. So it's all checking. Like he doesn't want to pay for the professionals to come because he didn't want to pay for it when it was on his dime. Look at Atlantic City.
Well, I was amazed by the hazardous piece. He was like, "You're gonna have to explain that." And it's like you were in constructions for many years, sir. What, you don't know what hazardous is regarding the fire? What's going on, sir? Does he play like this, or is he for real? I think he's for real.
He's playing White House. I think it's in between. He's playing the character called the president right now.
Patty.
Well, he didn't know some of those executive orders he was signing because he didn't read them.
Now I was gonna say that's scary, but yeah, because he'll read it and still sign it. So I don't know which one is scary.
With his marker,
big old fat. What they call those pencils in school? Those fat pencils.
It's a Sharpie.
Well, yeah, Sharpie. He's not even signing them with. He's not signing with Mont Blanc? Is he doing the Sharpie? Has he?
No, he did the Sharpie. He did the Sharpie the last time.
Oh, that's so pedestrian.
Because I thought it was so pedestrian. He's a preschooler. He's a preschooler. Yeah, he's a child. No, you know what? To say that is an insult to children.
You're right. Correction. You're right, Patty. It was a Mont Blanc, but he's not using what most of them do. He's not using the felt tip or the Meisterstück.
Right.
Let me get in my Mont Blanc bag for a second. He's using the felt tip, which is equivalent to a Sharpie. Yeah, he's using the fat one. It's probably like I would say like maybe the 7.7 millimeter. But yeah, so it might as well be a Sharpie because it's the real fat tip, but it's inside the Mont Blanc case.
Well, he got rid of those though, didn't he?
No, that's what he's using. That's the.
And it has a marker tip.
Yeah, they have interchangeable. I have one that has a felt tip. I have something like that.
Well, that's a thick felt tip.
Yeah.
No. So I think he's using those.
Yeah.
This is alarmingly bougie.
Sorry, Scott.
Why are you saying that?
I mean, why do you say that? I write with a fountain pen.
Okay. That's all.
I don't write with
Why is
them,
that
but
bougie?
I mean, people buy you those as a gift.
Yeah, I write with them. They're great. They get a little messy, but yeah. I write with ballpoint pens. I write with rollerball pens. Yeah, but I like.
Do you
pens.
have a quill?
I don't have a quill.
I do.
See, there you go.
I even have
Jesus Pro.
I have a felt tip pen with my own personal nib, but I'm gonna go on mute.
And besides that, Scotty, you can get fountain pens for like $25. They even have disposable fountain pens.
Are you saying?
So there you go.
Wait, are you saying I'm broke?
I'm not saying that you're broke.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that at all.
I don't write.
There are different varieties of them.
I type or use crayon.
I'm broke. I just steal supplies from work. So
Allegedly.
yes, allegedly.
I use regular pens. But
It's not like an old school pen, right, Patty?
It's like promotion gifts.
But I mean, I think I use Pilot pens. They're good pens. The ballpoint ones and the roller ball. They're very good. Those are the ones I write with.
I use the Army AC Skill Craft Select pen.
So it's a lot. Good done. Check your bank account out. I think you put on music. There's been some slight drama in here today, Penny.
What happened? Never mind, I'll talk to you. All right.
I think I got down to the bottom of everything. I think I know now. Think you're alone. So who's this artist in your photo? I mean, in your PTR?
Bad Bunny.
Who?
Bad Bunny. You ever heard of him?
Oh, Bad Bunny is a guy?
Yeah. You don't know the song he did with you know the song he did with Cardi B?
No, I don't. How does it go?
I like it like that. I like it like that. Yeah, baby.
Okay. I know that. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So, but what is he singing? That part? I mean, he has a whole album.
Nah, he raps. Yeah, he has a few albums. He's the #1 streamed artist on Spotify.
Oh, I don't have Spotify, but okay. All right.
Yeah, he came out with a political album.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
What about Puerto Rico?
Okay.
About colonization, like.
And it's crazy because a lot of Caribbeans can relate to the album. So you see other people, they probably don't understand what he's saying, but they like, oh no, I can relate to this. I saw Haitians talking about, I can relate to this album.
Well, if you come from another country, probably the U.S. meddled in your country's elections or meddled in something in your country, right? So he talks a lot about that, like, colonization, gentrification. It's a really good album, in my opinion. Great album. You know this song? It's the one with Drake.
Yeah.
And I even heard Palestinian people singing his
because he talks about he has a song where he talks about, you want to take my rivers, like you don't want my kids to be raised here. And that's what's going on in Palestine, right? They're trying to remove them while they rebuild the land, right? They want to remove them to Egypt, or, there's rumors flying around. I don't know if these are rumors or not, but there's talk of relocating them temporarily, the Palestinian people, to Egypt and even to Bali. But I don't know how true that is. But yeah, imagine you're from there, your kids will not be raised there, and who knows if they're gonna be ever able to come back. It's sad.
I think the best part was when he was in the train station with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. Jimmy Fallon crazy.
I love Jimmy Fallon. He's so funny.
He had his tambourine.
Wait, I'm reading Project 2025 PDF. Patty, I don't know if you know this. So FEMA manages grants for DHS?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like reading on what they're doing, because everything that this PDF says is exactly what they're doing, which is trying to, get rid of FEMA or merge it with Department of Transportation. I'm like, that don't even make sense, but I'm like reading the stuff here. This shit reminds me of, you remember the boss, the Homer Simpson's boss? He was like always evil and always like up to like an evil plan. I imagine all the authors of Project 2025 as like Homer Simpson's boss, just coming up with this evil shit.
Hello? Patty, you there?
Yeah, I'm right there.
Did you speak to your friend that was in Mother's PTR?
Oh, wow. That shit was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, you was like, who's that?
It's crazy. He's been wearing it for 3 days. I keep looking at it. I'm like, damn, I look like my homegirl.
Yeah, that's like somebody having my homegirl, my sister, in their PTR, and they like, I'm like, yo, who are you? So is that his family?
Huh?
Did he tell you if that's his family?
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't even. He said he was going to talk to me on the back end, but I don't know. I forgot to tell her, but I'm going to tell her. Okay. I'm just going to ask her, what's my name? Because I might not do this. Really weird. And like you said, it's like you're just somewhere random on an app. But what made him But if he knows her, he might have a little pain. But she be extravagant.
Yeah, I wish I knew so I could comment, but I don't know what's going on.
Nicholas been wearing this female's PTR. He took it down though after, I guess when he realized, he was like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more. But I said, is that this person? And he was like, how do you know? I was like, you said Miami. You said you're from Miami. And I just start putting two and two together.
But I thought he wasn't straight, so that's why I was confused.
Yeah, but she hangs out with a lot of people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
She's like one of those girls that she's a really sweet girl. She's very smart, and she's just really, really pretty, and a lot of people know her. That's when I was like, hold up.
Patty, did you know that were you here when Norm was taking up for Elon?
Who was?
Norm. He said that Elon did not salute to the Nazis. That was not a Nazi salute.
I don't even know. Look like me, but I don't know.
I'm just surprised from Norm. I really was.
Yeah, I am too.
Well, you heard the I think it was the ACLU, or is it the Defamation League? They supposedly put out a statement saying that it wasn't anti-Semitic, so I guess he's following those cues.
They walked it back though, concrete.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, if you Google it today, you'll see they walked it back, given all the other stuff that Elon did after that.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Maybe Norm didn't hear about it. You know, you good.
No, you good.
No, I'm done. Maybe Norm didn't hear about it.
Oh, no, they told me.
Yeah, we told him.
My question.
Oh, you did? Wow. And he still stood on business? Sorry.
Not really. He kind of waffled.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
What else was he doing? So this is what I think. Let me take because we have to talk about. I don't think that Elon Musk stood on stage and said, "It's now time for me to go ha-ha." I don't think he was doing that. Now, people might be wondering why I'm very good at that. It's because as a child, my favorite show was Hogan's Heroes. You got Colonel Hogan. You got Kinch. Of course, you've got Colonel Klink. I saw nothing. Schultz. That was my favorite show as a kid. I had a fantastic childhood. Many of you did not. Let me continue. I don't think he stood up there and said, I'll hit. By the way, I watched it on reruns. I think it used to be on Nick at Night or TBS. I'm not sure. You can still watch it. And I had a brother in there. His name, the great actor, Ivan Dixon. If anybody knows Ivan Dixon. Remember, they had four. They had Hogan was American. Dixon was American. The goofy guy who was good at the machines was American. And then Richard Dawson played the Australian. If you remember Richard Dawson, he went on to be the host on Family Feud. And if you remember Richard Dawson on Family Feud, he used to kiss your wife right in the mouth. Richard Dawson would go from woman to woman. Oh, look, the Johnsons are here. What's your name? I'm Ellie Johnson. Mwah. What's your name? I'm Lily Mae Johnson. Mwah. What's your name, darling? I'm Lillian Johnson. Mwah. He used to kiss all the women dead in the mouth. And the husbands absolutely took that. That shit was insane. I don't know how he got away with that. but the brother had more game. So the husbands was probably just in awe of this man's game. The man was an Australian, an alcoholic, and clearly didn't smell well and ate Vegemite, and still somehow got all that ass. What a blessing it is, that game. Let me continue. So I don't think that Elon Musk stood up and thought, oh, this is a Nazi salute, I'm going to do that. I just think that, and it's going to sound a little kooky. I apologize. It's going to sound kooky, so let me get this in. I think he has such a fascistic essence. And he's watched so much of that stuff growing up in South Africa. Remember, his grandfather on his mother's side was a great admirer of the Nazis. They were also supporters of the apartheid regime. That it came out of him. I know that sounds weird and kooky, but it reminds me of the time when Tiger Woods was unbeatable. And there was a woman on the Golf Network. People said, where is this going? You're about to see where it's going. And they were talking about Tiger Woods, and I don't know if it was the PGA or if it might have been the U.S. Open. I can't remember where it was. And they said, you know, Tiger Woods is unbeatable. He's on a roll, greatest of all time. Is he going to break the Bears record? The Bears, Jack Nicklaus, for those of you who don't know golf or American culture or anything that requires reading. And the lady said, well, I think the only way you can beat Tiger is to go lynch him in the back alley. I said, huh? Lynch him in the back alley? Who remembers this? Who in their mind just has lynch in the back alley as their go-to for sports coverage? It was deep in that white woman. I think the Nazis salute me. And the Nazism is deep in Elon. That's right.
I agree. He got Asperger's too, so if he grew up with all that shit, he doesn't know how to socialize, and all that shit is just coming out.
I like that theory, Goat. Back to Richard Dawson, but do you remember him at all on the Match Game? I don't know if you ever watched that game show. I'm too old. But he was... Oh, man, well, that whole show was filled with perv. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, everybody, they were drunk and stoned and making out, and Richard Dawson was a regular on there, as well as Betty White.
What the hell y'all was watching back in the days?
It comes on now on the game show, on the game show network. It still comes on.
Yeah, Match Game.
What's it called?
Match Game.
Oh, Match Game. Yes, I did watch the reruns. Yeah. So RJ put in the chat when Fuzzy Zeller, I don't know if y'all remember, Fuzzy Zeller talked about, because I don't know if you know the traditions, but if you win the Masters, say, who's on stage? Say Concrete's on stage. Concrete wins the Masters. It would be a DEI course. They'd probably give him a handicap of 20. He'd get a DEI Masters. Right? You then get the green jacket, of course, and everything, and then you get to choose the meal for the next year. You know, there's a meal. Everybody comes together for the meal.
Fried chicken.
RJ reminded us that Fuzzy Zeller said it was going to be fried chicken and collard greens. That is conscious. Lynch him in the back alley is not conscious. She's just speaking, and that just comes out of her. If you saw Elon Musk at the beginning of that thing, he was doing some weird jump up and down. He had his hand, and so there was a way in which that crowd, it was electrifying him corporeally. Like it was like electricity going through his body, right? So he was jumping up and down, jumping up and down. He said, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart." What he should have said was, "Dankeschön, das Wiese dein Herz." I just translated myself. I just started saying in German, myself. In German, I can do the translation. Dankeschön, das Wiese mein Herz. And it just did it. And it came out of nowhere. So that's what I believe. I think it came from in Freudian terms, a pre-conscious place. And I think that shit is deep, deep within him. I mean, he was making jokes the next day. Today, he's with the AFD, Alas for Deutschland. This is not a coincidence. He talks about Jews running the world. He frequently tweets and retweets the Jewish media conspiracies and all that kind of stuff. I was very disappointed from what I heard from El Normo today. Because El Normo, if you recall, when Kanye West, when Kyrie Irving and others He was on that shit like white on rice. He was on it like sugar and salt on kettle corn. He was on it like Donkey Kong. And now all of a sudden, and so there's this weird thing where people are, you're on my side, I'm on your side, you're on my side. All we have to do is go and look at the fact that you had full slave owners, for example, that also had black families. In places like Louisiana, it was called Plaçage. You had a whole black family with a light skin, oftentimes mulatto, sometimes octoroon, usually quadroon. Happened all the time. So you can have personal relationships, business relationships. Have we forgot that the Secretary of the Confederacy was a Jewish man? Are you telling me the Confederates weren't anti-Semitic? Of course they were anti-Semitic. Just because the Secretary was doesn't mean the organization wasn't anti-Semitic. Do we need to go into the history of the Capos? Do we need to go into the history of the black overseers? I call it Stephen. Let me put it not historical. Let me put it in terms many of you blacks will understand. Shall we talk about Stephen and Django Unchained? Now everybody's like, I got it. So I was kind of surprised at El Normo for that defense. I'm done speaking. You guys do.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a thing, if it's a clubhouse thing, or you just always have to be, have enemies on this app. So whatever they are co-signing as a thing, you have to automatically be against that. I don't know if it's, October 7th scrambled his brain even more, where now it's all of a sudden you're not a good Jew if you don't support everything the Israeli government has done ever. Mind you, I've never have. But I don't understand. I mean, it's pathological, really, his defense of Elon. And when you point out the Kanye and Kyrie thing, like when Kanye and Kyrie did that, I don't think me and any of my Jewish friends or family even thought about it. We're like, yeah, whatever. But when Elon did it, we're like, Jesus fucking Christ. So I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, part of the issue, just to use your personal example, make a broader point is that Norm has an issue with the
Cheryl, please.
I'm having a
in our ear. Oh my God,
Oh yeah. Have you heard all the people eating in this room today?
I know, and it kills my sensories. I hate it.
Oh, okay. I thought the rules we could eat on mic.
I didn't know that you guys followed.
Go ahead. Don't have no rules. Eat. Go ahead.
The only rule that you guys have is that you're inconsistently unruly. That's all.
Yeah.
No. I thought we could eat on mic.
You can. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Go ahead.
I just finished gobbling.
Just swallow. Go ahead.
I just finished gobbling.
She told you to swallow.
It was a lint truffle ball. It was a salty chocolate ball.
I love
chocolate.
Suck on my jaws, lick salty balls. Put it in your mouth and suck them. Shout out to Isaac Hayes. Shout out to Isaac Hayes.
Get back to what you were saying, sir.
Well, that's
The
from South Park.
first,
That's a South Park reference.
not the third. The first, not the
That was a
third.
South Park reference. But anyway, what I'm saying was, the thing is that the liberal and progressive Jews who any critique of Israel, and this is why I think Jesse Jack was here. I always like for the black people on this app to watch how Norm interacts with Your Honor, Dark Aaron, Scotty, and others. Because if you ever want a master class in someone trying to keep someone in their tribe on code, it is Norm. Norm will be in the trenches with a black, a Latino, a woman, a man. But if one of those four people come into the room, he will stop fighting over here and go after them. And so part of the issue, what you see, Scott, is he knows that people like you think that it is. And so for him, he has to be on the other side of y'all because he thinks y'all are off code. He thinks that y'all are off code, and people always are like, oh, we got to. It's good to see people keep people on code. Now, I'm not saying his code is the right code, but it's a lesson in code keeping. Norm stays on there. I mean, Norm will be fighting, I don't know who's in the chat. RJ, for example. Use RJ, the other RJ. They could be talking about some historical point. They be cussing each other out. If Your Honor, Aaron or Scooty comes in, he's got nicknames for him. He denigrates them personally. He calls them bad Jews. He says this. Now, I'm not saying I agree with the content of what he's doing, but it's a lesson on code keeping. None of us keep code like that. You can learn a couple things from people who keep code like that. And that's why certain groups in America have certain kinds of things, and certain groups in America don't have certain kinds of things. He does not stand for their version of the coon the way many of us stand for our version of the coon. Now, many people won't like what I'm saying because they don't like Norm. Take Norm away and just look at the performance of what he does. I'm done speaking. And if you don't know what I'm saying, that's on you, not me. God bless. And everybody's seen it too. We've all seen it. We've all seen it.
You know, and the thing that a lot of people don't see, because they may, the only Jews they may see around this app, is that in many cases, certainly in my sphere entirely from growing up and everybody I've ever related to in my Jewish world, he's the one that's not on code. So it's fascinating.
Well, yeah, the content of the code is sort of immaterial. It is the processes and practices of coding up.
Yeah, his commitment to it is pretty exceptional, to the point where he will denigrate at all costs in every way and never shut up about it until he's removed.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
when that woman came off mute today, what was her name?
Oh yeah, Sue.
Sue, he calls her on Susie Q. He didn't know if she was a Jewish woman at first, or she didn't say, but when she said it was, it's as if, I don't know if anybody plays Zelda, but there are these flying bats. They're called Keeses. They'll fly around, but then when that eye turns red and that Keese attacks you, you better get it with an arrow. That's what Norm's face was like when he found out that woman was Jewish today. He was flying around, and then his eye turned red. It's a lesson, I'm telling you. Okay, people think I be joking on this stuff. That's why I learned a lot from
I see it. I definitely see it. He thinks he's the leader, but that's the whole thing. They're saying don't speak for us. That was the problem. And he thinks that he has the power, and you know he's the main person here that can be the leader of the Jews. That's the reason why you asked him.
But you miss what he does. He doesn't say he's the leader of the Jews, because I think somebody said, "Are you the king of the Jews?" etc., which is funny if you know that. And he said, no. There's an official Jewish response. An official Jewish response.
Imagine.
Black people in America today say things like, well, we're not a monolith. That was never said before 1990. I can guarantee you that, even though black people weren't a monolith. But there's been a virtue in being multifaceted. Everybody's different, individualized. Norm represents an approach to gatekeeping where there's an official response. Now, the question is, where did he get the official response from? He could have got it from the Knesset. He could have got it from the ADL. Could have got it out of his ass. But he said there was an official response.
Which is hilarious, because there's an old adage in Jewish culture, which is 2 Jews, 3 opinions. So there isn't any.
But that's in so my understanding of that. Now, I'm not a Jewish person, although I do believe African Americans are one of the 10 lost tribes of Israel. Either the tribe of Gad, Issachar, Simeon, Levi, or Dan. That's right. Anyway, so I'm going to speak a little about term. That, I think, is for intra-group discussions, is for fun and games. But in the political sphere, in the public sphere, Norm makes sure there is an official response. And if his tribesmen don't uphold the response, he has to take care of them first before he takes care of one of us.
And not because I want to argue with him at all, but it's just to, he has to force me to respond by saying, no, you don't speak for all Jews, even though I don't really want to engage with him at all. But just because I'm in a public space, there may be people who actually think that he speaks for all Jews, which he absolutely does not. All the Jews in those crazy Israeli rooms that have been on there forever do not speak for all Jews either. So I have to sometimes go around and say that from time to time.
Well, let me say from the outside, I know that's true, and thinking people know that's true. But the general perception is that Jewish Americans and Jewish persons generally, especially so-called Ashkenazi Jews, speak with one voice. And that's what Norm was talking about today. And if you go off track, he's on your ass. There is no, when you're gatekeeping.
He's a mashugana.
Yeah. When you're gatekeeping and on the coon hunt, it's only one voice. I'm just telling you that that's what Norm does. Y'all got to peep what Norm is doing. I'm telling you, he'll be arguing with somebody back and forth. If Aaron comes in, or Scooty, or he's got words, he's got names he calls y'all. He spells them out in a particular way. I saw one time him and Dark Aaron went back and forth, and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this. In about 15 minutes of back and forth, over 100 messages each in the chat.
Well,
that man, I don't know. Oh, sorry, real quick. I don't know. The compos is, you can't quite use that word, but whatever we go with the word for like a Jewish coon, he is on the prowl. And when that woman asked him that question today, I said, oh my God, why would she do that? He's going to come back with a list of things that she's not going to be able to respond. He is ready for it. If you ask him, he's ready. Call him Alicia Norm. If you ask him, he's ready. He's ready to go. And I'm not saying people should be like Norm. I'm not saying people should act like Norm in terms of having his views. But when it comes to coon hunting and gatekeeping, the man gives a master class in every room that one of those three people come in. But we don't have to harp on this. People can. I'm done speaking.
No, I mean, but I will say this. I'm sorry he's not here, but I think I tried to stop him once, but Dark Aaron falls into the trap every single time. With the engaging back and forth.
But you do better. Yeah, that's the ranking. You do best. Your Honor does next. Dark Aaron is so bad, he's just skip 3 and go to 4. Just leave 3 open.
Like, it's better if he just doesn't say anything at all, because that will actually make Norm crazy. So that's the idea. But it's better for me to just bring up food and shut it all down, and then move.
Yeah, we can move on. Miles, I don't know.
I just came up stage to ask you to not sing a song like that again. Go in that style.
If you ask him, he's ready. It's true, man.
Let's give me Aaron Neville, and I hate Aaron Neville.
Oh, I can give you the full Aaron Neville, Paul.
Not too
Please
much
don't.
on Neville.
I cannot stand it. It's just why is he singing like that? It's like he's just licking his vocal cords.
It's beautiful.
I mean, he is light skinned, so.
I'm light skinned and I sing with,
You know, I always knew you were light skinned. You gave that vibe.
Well, I'm really a red bone. I got a deep brown skin attitude, even though I'm, relatively.
You're 35% German, huh?
Nope. Only 8.
Does Aaron Neville still wear those like feather earrings or something like that? That's what I always see him in. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know.
As long as he ain't wearing them in the fucking recording booth. As long as he's wearing them in his house.
You gonna punch him in the throat, Saint?
Yes. Because I would never say this to his face, because that man did hard time.
How many years did he do?
No, I don't like him. I mean, I don't dislike him as a person. I just don't like the way he sounds.
You know, if Goat was a singer,
That's why you're in the Matrix, because you're about to talk shit.
people,
That's why you're in the Matrix, because you're talking shit.
your mama.
I just don't. Say, do you think it's his, like, I don't know, his, like, body, like, doesn't match the voice? You know what I mean? There's something about that.
Oh, but that doesn't bother me. I just literally just don't like the tone of, when I hear it, I'm like, skip. Yeah. You know, it feels like watching somebody, like, teeter on, like, the hind legs of a chair. It's like, is it going to fall? Is it going to stay up? Like, I just don't know if it's all right. Type of a thing. It's just, I don't know. It's
King, is your mic work?
Yeah, I'm just parking in my. Oh, wrong King. Sorry.
I was talking.
She was talking to you.
Yep, she's parking. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in my garage, so.
You need concentration to park in the garage?
No, I'm just saying that I'm gonna go in the Matrix.
Okay.
I'm tired of you light-skinned women today. I really.
It's a public parking garage that's attached to her apartment building.
It's not a public. It's underneath. It's actually underneath my apartment building. Heated.
Stop telling people business.
And it's electric. And it's electric. Yes, Concrete. How are you
I'm
today?
good, thank you. How are you doing?
Why were you yelling at Jess earlier?
Jess is obsessed. I don't like to get into it.
You wasn't yelling at Jess.
They were both yelling.
I was whispering. No, I was whispering. Yeah, you're right. I was whispering. But Nanny, what is the most desirable? Nanny, what's the most desirable land?
It's Nani.
Sorry, Nanny. Nanny, what is the most desirable livestock for your family?
We prefer coffee beans. That's where they made their.
No, I'm asking. Is it goats, sheep, cows? What about for your father?
50 camel.
Camels. Oh, camels.
And how many gallons of beer on the wall?
My parents would never want me with somebody who's like a homophobic, bigoted asshole.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't. My dad is very, very, very leftist.
No, he's not.
And you're African, right? Okay.
Why do you keep saying that?
I'm just messing with you because my mom, I had a conversation with her and she was telling me
What are you? Because you sound like you're Puerto Rican.
Oh, thank you. I've never gotten that one before. I'm West African. But I was talking to my mom and she was saying that there are all these daycares that are closing in, yeah, Mel, is Mel here? Never mind. All these daycares that are closing. And I told her, well, that's because there's more schools than there are kids. And she was like, it's because of all these same-sex couples. They're not having kids. And I was just like, okay, Mom, yes, that's the reason. African mom. So that's why I was like, an African dad who wants you to with a man who's not homophobic? That's strange.
That was
I don't even know.
It's not strange. I come from very smart people who care about people.
Yeah, but they weren't woke. I'm presuming, your parents' age range, they weren't that woke such that they would be like, no, you can't do that. You can't have those attitudes towards.
Yeah, King, we didn't hear that last.
I grew up in juvie. No, I said, does Concrete even have parents?
No.
Well, they're not human.
I'm just given I grew up in a group home. That's all.
No. They're not human. I was raised by.
Damn, no, that is rude.
I was raised by.
It's rude. I've just seen those types of children, and they grow up to be like.
No, she's right. She's right. She's very.
He's so angry.
Observant.
Like he's always angry. He's always angry.
No, she's very observant. I was actually raised by cyborg wolves. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Cyborg wolves. So it wasn't actual biological wolves. It was artificial, robotic wolves, which is even better, right? Because at least.
You're giving off like I have mommy issues. That's what you're giving.
Yes. How did you know? My mom happens to be
spoiled. Like he's a spoiled.
No, like he was neglected by his mom.
Yes.
I think
because of that.
Is this an intervention? What's going on?
I think he was spoiled, King. I think he received too much attention.
Yeah, she's right too.
We'll never know because he'll never disclose it.
I will. My mom is a triple OG. She comes from that Pentecostal lineage, which is very stoic and very strong and very hardworking. No, don't cuss. I heard her cuss when it was recently. I was surprised. No alcohol. Maybe a little wine.
How did you how did you become you if you had such a nice person in your life?
Well, he's more rough around the edges, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he's
he beat you a lot?
He's just no, not at all. That's not even his style. Very rough around the edges, but hilarious and crass and he's the type of guy, you're like, man, you are a headache, but he'll see somebody on the side of the road, and be like, oh, let me stop and help that person.
So you
got places to go.
Goat?
No. Anyway, he's dynamic is what I'm trying to explain. He will stop to help a stranger.
No, that description sounded like goat.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know goat was dynamic.
What'd she say?
No, I was just saying the way he was describing his father, it reminded me of you. Like just disgruntled old man.
Check your back channels.
That's where your daddy is.
Oh, I'm in there, bitch, too. I'm in the back channels, too.
I learned how to take screenshots, though.
I know. Oh, the rapper who did Walk It Out died.
Yes, at the age of 42.
Now walk it out.
Walk it out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good
What did they say when he died of?
It's not disclosed, but he had a heart attack in 2009.
Damn. That's not lean. These niggas be drinking too
Heart
much.
attack in his 20s?
They be doing too much drugs.
He may have had a heart condition, a pre-existing heart condition.
Oh, well.
That's really nice of you, Sherry.
Yeah, he was known for bad eating, his smoking and drinking.
Well, that will do it for you. Yeah.
When's the last time y'all had your annual?
Last annual.
Wait, who?
3 months ago.
Wait, this is a HIPAA
annual. Last time.
Yes.
The question is.
It's not a HIPAA violation if you choose to answer it.
Somehow HIPAA works, Scotty.
Oh, just let it breathe.
No.
There should be a violation with those
last time,
red
when's
sneakers.
the last time you had your annual?
What did you say?
When's the last time you had your annual?
Oh, I had it last October, and I'm gonna have one at the end of the month. I usually do it around my birthday, but sometimes I don't like bad news. Like
male or female doctor?
I have all of them. Depends on which specialty you're talking about.
Well, your general general practitioner who does the general physical.
Oh, my internal medicine is a woman. But my cardiologist is also a woman. My endocrinologist.
Why do you have a cardiologist?
Because niggas is dying every day, B.
You have a heart condition?
Well, I'm not gonna go into all that.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Check your back channels. I've got some solutions.
Sorry to hear that.
Everybody stop talking to Bryn, supposedly. They're all coming out with different statements. Go.
I saw that. I was on
I think something happened. I'm ready to see the reunion.
I think, is it next week? Or they take 2 weeks off?
I don't know. I hope it's soon because I'm ready. I think they should replace Jenna. Jenna's boring. Like,
She is boring.
Now, if your father met me, he would say, "Please, darling, don't mess this one up. This is a good man. I will give him." He is African, right? He is African, right? He is a good man. I will.
My dad has more like of a British accent-ish, like a tinge of that, because he went to Catholic school his entire life, so he had Catholic priests teaching him English. When's the last time you saw your father, Concrete? When's the last time you saw your father, Concrete?
Sometime last week.
Do you get your dad a Father's Day gift every year?
We are grown as men.
See, that's the problem with men in general, and this is why women live longer. We take care of each other. We buy each other things. It's quality time with each other, listen to each other, nurture each other. You should be. I buy my dad a gift every Father's Day, and I'm older than you. So how are you not buying your own father a Father's Day gift? Did he stop being a father?
No, it's what kind of thing?
That's not that.
How you doing? I got you this gift. Happy Father's Day.
You should. That's nice.
What's wrong with just, hey, how you doing? Happy Father's Day. Love you. Have a good day. What's wrong with that?
Because then y'all come on Clubhouse and I'm like, men are never appreciated. No one ever thinks of us. Men's mental health. Well, this is part of mental health.
So let me tell you a story. So I recently bought some.
Can it be a short story? Because you're kind of.
It's very short. Pause. I recently bought some Givenchy cologne, but I bought it at a discount retail place, off Saks, and they don't let you smell it. So when I opened it up, I was like, ugh, this is horrible, and I kept it in my truck. Saw my dad, bumped into him one day, said, yo, you want this? He smelled it, he loved it. I was like, wow, oh, what? That's pretty good. There you go. And that was 2 weeks ago. So there you go. That was a father.
Let me give you some bougie Negro lessons and/or just knowing what it is. Givenchy.
I like that. I have heard it pronounced that way. I did not. Did I know they were the same? I probably didn't realize it.
No, that's how you pronounce it.
You keep saying Givenchy. You keep saying it. Yeah, keep saying it.
That was actually nice.
That's what it's called at all Saks, y'all.
Yeah,
No, off Saks.
I saw 50.
You know, Jenny's, I prefer Nordstrom Rack versus off Saks.
Agreed.
Off Saks is pretty mid.
Agreed, yeah.
Off Saks.
Off Saks has Gucci shoes, though.
And they had a helmet.
Oh, now you come off, Mike. So you like Gucci shoes. You like Gucci, huh? You like Gucci, huh?
And they got the Gucci bags, and they got the...
Daddy, do you buy your father a Father's Day gift? Or, sorry.
Do I buy my dad what?
Your the father of your children, do you buy him a gift? Father's Day gift?
Oh, yeah. For my daughter, yeah.
Wow, look at that. That's top tier. What? Look, ladies,
so I need to buy your dad a gift. Concrete. A nice one.
probably anyway. Feel led by God to tell us.
Instead of asking, maybe you should search your heart to hear if God is.
It's making me think about that regret that you might have when your parents are no longer here. And I pray to God I don't have it. But it's almost like you can't avoid it, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
None.
Okay, so imagine, your parents are no longer here, and then you start thinking about all those
People
instances.
don't have their parents here.
Well, can I talk to the crowd that do? If that's not too harsh? Oh, let me leave.
What, you feel as though, should your parents die, you'll have regret?
It's possible, and I hope not.
I think it's normal. It could be normal.
If you feel that way, then you can fix it now before it happens.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
But you can't though.
What do you mean?
What's being regretted?
Y'all gonna make a thug cry. I'm not gonna cry on the mic with you.
Are you
I
frying
think crying is good for you. It's cathartic.
Not the concrete not
Eggplant.
setting.
Eggplant.
Why are you frying eggplant?
It's the first process in eggplant parmesan.
Ooh, I made this Japanese curry the other day with eggplant. It was so.
Could have baked it.
With the breading, you mean air fried? You gotta put a little light coat of flour.
Yeah, to hold it together.
At least that's the way I do it.
Mm-hmm. You doing this by yourself?
So first lady, is spaghetti a main dish or a side dish?
I'm sorry?
Is spaghetti a side dish or a main dish in your house?
You're presuming it's allowed in the house.
That's a trick question coming from a Somali. Answer carefully.
I know, I'm waiting. You know, go.
Be careful.
Okay, answer the question, me. Why is she on mute?
Well, I proceed with caution because council told me to do so. So.
Well, this old ass man told you to not say nothing and that fuck this nigga. We don't give a fuck what both sides. What is this?
I want whatever you can have.
This is worse
He
than
says 2 nights. You have been off the chain, so please send me whatever.
I want to know, is spaghetti a main or a side dish in your house?
I really don't fix spaghetti in my house.
Okay, that's a.
Boom! I told you.
You don't make no pasta?
I make pasta, but I don't like. That's what I'm saying. So when you say spaghetti, I'm thinking about.
Do you know that people in New Orleans make? Macaroni and cheese with spaghetti pasta? It's
like long string noodles.
She's not here to defend herself, Nani.
I don't even know what's going on.
She's cussed me out before. I'm not touching her people. That's exactly what I'm saying while she. So, Janice, is spaghetti a main or a side dish in your house?
It depends on the occasion.
The right answer.
Yeah, it depends.
Can we just leave the noodle shaming in 2024? Those of us who were there, those of us.
Yeah, can someone
Is
shed
that
some light on what's
before or
going on?
after? Is that before or after thing? We talk about people who use paper plates for every goddamn.
In this economy, I'm just happy people got food. Okay, like I ain't listening. I ain't up in nobody's house making it. I ain't making nothing for nobody else. Okay, like I don't know. I just want people to live.
Bonnie, I was talking about the New Orleans spaghetti and macaroni and cheese. That it's a trap.
When you say spaghetti, do you mean an actual meal based on spaghetti? Or spaghetti? I'm just really confused with what y'all are talking about.
They're using the noodle to make macaroni and cheese.
If that's just undo that whole question. No, that's not. Okay. Don't pull it apart like this. Like that's not gonna help you get nowhere. It's literally just a different noodle. It's as simple as that. They just don't use the traditional elbow. They use a longer noodle.
Okay.
But like, how can the cheese stay on there? Exactly. Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah, spaghetti for macaroni and cheese sounds, or cheese casserole with spaghetti sounds disgusting.
What is cheese casserole?
How long
I can't call it macaroni and cheese if it doesn't have any macaroni in it.
How long can you keep Parmesan cheese in the refrigerator?
Google it.
You can keep it a long time, but if you put it in the freezer, you can put it in the freezer.
Every man should chop a Parmesan block once in his life. It's a rite of passage.
You ever had that spaghetti where they make?
Bonnie, please. Please, but
Why aren't you guys bringing up Bonnet? She's asked me to come up or defend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not looking at my phone. Who wants to come up? 1 second.
Erica Bonet.
Yeah, you knew what you was doing. You knew what you was doing. You saw me in the chat when they was right here begging me to come up here and say something. I tried to ignore it. Okay? Who the fuck said cheese casserole? You wish you could cook like a Louisianian on your best day. Okay? If you don't know what good food is, just say that. Don't come for us. Okay? Don't do it. Don't let me catch you down here. It might be trouble. Now, who wants something? Who has something smart to say? Was it concrete?
Nobody. We put it.
Damn! Look at that.
Damn.
I'm gonna set your ass out to dry now. Stop fucking playing with me.
It was a whole female voice talking about your food and how you.
Who was it? Speak up.
Did somebody ping her in here?
No, I was in here when I heard the fuckery the first time. He didn't say nothing slanderous, so I
Wow.
But y'all just kept going. You kept going. I tried. in the
Listen. Let's talk about the blandness. Let's talk about the blandness and anticlimactic fair called a beignet. Can we do that?
If you don't,
Oh no, are we really going to beignet?
Can we just clear get the business straight? The beignets.
They are overrated.
Because you ain't got no money.
They are.
I went to Cafe Du Monde
It's like a
as prescribed, and I was thoroughly underwhelmed with both the beignet and the
You got
coffee.
diabetes. Okay, you want the shit to be like,
And
on the stick. It ain't that. It's
and I went
okay, because you want a diabetes.
clarification.
That's all you want.
Just for clarification.
Yeah, fluffy. That's what we like.
Just for clarification, I went pre and post. We all know the defining moment in your history, and yeah, underwhelmed.
Same Super Bowl?
No, the other one.
Don't.
Pre and post.
Tomorrow.
Let me ask you a question.
Pre and post.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't want to hear it now. I've been on your side.
Hold on. When your team wins 4 games and my team's in the NFC Championship, you can have my team's crying. Don't do that.
The only reason why I'm gonna let you live is because that's my boy.
Let you live. Yeah,
Just
one.
move on.
But let me ask you a question. First of all, on concrete, the beignets I'm fine with it. They're fine.
Okay, great.
I really love the iced coffee though. The iced coffee is very good. Much better than hot coffee. That's your question, Bob. But it's about your PTR. Can I ask you a question? Did you take the picture of this PTR after you left the mall from a glamour shot?
No, I was on my way to go bartend.
Are you familiar with glamour shots that used to be in the mall?
Yes, I am. With the little Playboy bunny background we used to pull down. We love that one.
What about that? Is it? What about that? I'm trying to remember. You guys had a high-rise building that was abandoned.
I'm just questioning.
You know what I'm talking about? What's that major street? It's not Canal. Is it Canal Street?
Bourbon Street?
No, I think it's Canal. Don't they intersect Canal and Bourbon?
Bro, what is you talking about?
That's the cross street. What I don't understand.
Yeah. So there's a high-rise building that was abandoned. It was vacant. Huge building, I believe, on Canal. Is it still vacant? Yes or no?
There are a lot of vacant buildings smoking, and I'm confused. I don't know.
I'm just asking about
I'm not even from New Orleans, so I don't know.
So, Bonnet, are you telling us we need to go to New Orleans and experience it? Or like what's
I will stay y'all asses where y'all at, because y'all don't appreciate high culture anyway.
Not high culture.
I just know there's a lot of French, West African influence, like beignet.
And I heard that Mississippi has a better Mardi Gras. I'm going.
You meant to say Mobile because that's what people say, but absolutely not. Whatever. I'm sick of y'all. Y'all know what y'all be talking about.
The Mobile claim they can make because none of us will ever go to disprove it.
Exactly.
That's why that rumor continues to circulate because none of us are going to Mobile. But there's no way that Mobile Mardi Gras is better than that. Well, that's why.
He's not like, yeah, boys.
How do we get into Mobile? How do you fly into Mobile?
You go to New Orleans. You fly to New Orleans and drive. That's how.
You gotta put on old slave clothes.
Men from Alabama are very lovely, though. They're very lovely.
What else they got going for them?
I think an easy way to figure that the Mobile wouldn't be better is if they don't have the Indians. I feel like the Indians is the #1 attraction to Mardi Gras. So does the Mobile Mardi Gras have Indians?
Somebody rise up who's been to the Mobile Mardi Gras. Let's see. Where's
You can't have Mardi Gras without Indians. That's part of the.
No, that's a foundational part.
I thought so. Okay, right?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You gotta have Indians. Yeah.
I'm gonna look and see. I'm gonna look and see if I can find some pictures.
We even have them in our hometown. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. The feathers, all the, what was it, the Zulu, what was it called? The Zulu, what's that one group on their float?
Yeah, that's the Zulu.
The Zulu, yeah, even they infuse it with native cultural remnant garments and stuff. It's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful, those floats.
It is awesome to go from bar to bar and hear the best jazz music you're ever going to hear by some people you've never heard of, and just repeatedly, just on and on. It's crazy. And for free, there you go.
Yeah. The first time I went to New Orleans, I couldn't believe that was like just regular, like outside of New Orleans, people will pay $100 for that shit. Like, I just couldn't believe you just showed up to a bar and some dude in the back was playing the trumpet and he sounded like Louis Armstrong. Not literally, but I would just agree.
Oh, you know him? You follow him?
Louis Armstrong?
No, the guy that sounds like him.
No. I didn't meet him. I was on the I think that's so good. The people are so good. It's for the free entertainment. It's just incredible.
Oh yeah, it is. They're great.
There's a guy that literally sounds like him, though. He goes all over.
Contract?
I don't know. I know he goes all over and like performs at different venues. Yeah. I'm gonna put him in the chat.
So, Bonnet, who invented the monstrosity that is spaghetti, macaroni, and cheese?
You gonna keep going, right? You gonna keep talking about it.
I'm just flabbergasted as to why you think that you could put cheese with spaghetti noodles. And it just drips off like, and then it's all hard and shit. It's not even like, when have you ever seen a video where it don't look that good? Why are you doing that with spaghetti noodles?
Mac and cheese. Y'all like that shit all runny. We like it the old way. We like it together. Like, you can cut it. That's how we like it.
Cut it? You want to cut?
Yes. Y'all don't. Y'all are not Black American. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not Black American. I'm going to let
that explains it. That explains it. Yep.
Okay, well, Ghost, can I give you a pass, Ghost? Do you like to cut your macaroni and cheese?
No, but I'm not from that.
He's not from the South.
No, they don't do that in the South. They do it where you are. They don't eat macaroni and cheese like that in South Carolina. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
I used to live in South Carolina. Yeah, they
do. You
do.
think that's a Southern thing, the spaghetti and cheese thing?
No. I'm saying the cutting, like not it be all cheesy and wet and like how they like it now.
Oh, yeah. That's how I had it growing up. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. I thought y'all was talking about the noodles. I'm sorry, I'm working. I apologize.
To be fair, Janice, other Black Americans.
To be fair,
all Black Americans like.
Do you like to cut? You like to cut?
The runny thing is for white people.
Yeah, we like to cut it.
Yeah, that's for white people.
Yeah, the runny. Yeah,
white people.
You like to cut your mac and cheese? I don't like that mac and cheese. I like that good Caucasian soupy mac and cheese. That's what I like.
I don't like either one anymore, but that's why. Yeah. Macaroni and cheese is bad for you. Y'all need to stop eating that shit.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and I'm not gonna make it because I'm just by myself. So.
mean, to be fair, all regions of Wakanda have some sort of antisocial custom that we would all had we, if we're not from that region, think is, sacrilegious.
Like what?
Guys, have you ever heard of chitterlings?
You mean chitlins?
Yes.
When you say Wakanda, you must mean America, Black America.
Yes.
Okay.
The only one that exists.
Yeah, no, but
Wakanda, it was on the African continent last I heard.
Yeah, once you become adult and leave your parents' house, you don't eat that anymore.
So Americans, a lot of you don't eat tripe. In the Caribbean, we eat tripe, mondongo. There you go.
I eat mondongo. What are you talking about?
You said Americans. Are you American?
Yeah, I'm American.
Oh, that's nasty now.
I am American.
That's not what I heard last night.
I am American. Where is Puerto Rico part of? Where is Puerto Rico a part of?
Oh, by the way, Mel.
This is between me and Mel.
Let me tell you, the way my husband throws me, flips me, and turns me around, there ain't nothing dirty over here. Let it
I know that's right, sis. Wait a minute.
21 years, baby.
You said it. Wait a minute.
When he called you the deluxe package.
Okay.
All right.
Mel.
Tripe is not chicklins.
It's not,
It's the stomach, right?
Stomach of the cow.
We don't eat intestines.
You eat the udder?
I like that tongue.
Udder? Is that not nothing?
We don't eat the intestines, but we eat the stomach.
You don't eat the tongue? I like the tongue.
Black Americans will use the tongue for flavoring, but they don't really eat it.
Yeah, we eat the tongue.
But my Caribbean.
Yeah, we eat tongue. But not cow tongue.
The Jews love tongue as well. They like it sliced in their delis.
Yes, they do.
Mel, King said that I sound Puerto Rican. I wanted to hear what you think about that.
I was just thinking any old thing.
That is the right answer. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I was just thinking any old thing. I wasn't really serious.
Have you ever heard of gizzard-infused cornbread with
Yes,
a
I make
nice
it.
Black beans, aioli?
I do make my dressing with gizzard.
I was just trying to spruce it up.
I
was trying to de-niggify it.
But you're supposed to put. Yeah, I mean, aioli, or you gonna add. What are we talking about here? Do you even know how to make it?
With a chitterling foam. Tonight's special is.
Chitterling foam.
Tonight's special is a smoked pig's feet with a.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you just said black eyed peas fritters.
Pigtail.
Who likes music? I love music, dude. Oh, you love music? Yeah. what kind of music? And at the same time, they don't want Hamas. Hamas has agreed. The PA has not. The PA went out of their way to kill their own people to prove, hey, give us the money, we can handle it. I mean, which is taboo in our culture to go and kill young people like that. Mm-hmm. But they're willing to do it for money. They are one of the. They are, even though it looks on the outside, it's Hamas because they're the resistance. Mm-hmm. But who has sabotaged the peace process? I could say, Israel, but I can't say Israel. The PA
because they have not taken any step forward for the Palestinian people. Except
construction companies within
the PA? Yeah, the Abbas's sons, they pretty much cornered the market on construction.
Okay. And do you think the Israeli construction companies would look to take a part of this?
No, I don't think the PA is going to be around by the time Phase 3 is implemented. I don't think they're going to be around. They are so hated. They've been hated for years. Yeah. Now they are so hated. I just don't see them being around. I think there's going to be a very bloody coup. And I think the outside world knows this. The Arab world knows this. Hamas knows this. This is why they have agreed to this this board, and this idea of a technocratic government. So technocrats that would be as a transitional government to building an actual Palestinian economy and checks and balances, auditing and compliance. This is I think why the PA was working so hard to take control of this board. Before the ceasefire was enacted, with those final 2 weeks, the PA literally said that we want control of this board because they knew that's where the money was going to come in and who's going to be in charge. And they were rebuffed by Israel, Hamas, U.S., Qatar, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia.
Unbelievable.
And how brazen they are, it's disgusting. And then they were like, you know what? Then we don't want anything to do with it. That's what they said. Through a temper tantrum.
Unbelievable.
It's embarrassing.
Now, if you got a bunch of new construction into Gaza, you got nice high-rise apartment buildings and all that stuff. I mean, there's so much that could be done there.
I think, yes, it's going to take a lot of. So to me, what I'm very hopeful about is it's not going to be just those in Gaza working. It's going to be Palestinians that will be working. It's going to take a lot. So all this influx of money into the hands of the average Palestinian gives them hope, and this will, this will turn things around. Because the biggest problem with Palestinians, if you call them radicals, and you get down to the main issues, is of course the occupation. But okay, it's also not just getting, if you said to a Palestinian, listen, here's a job, you're making good money, and we're working on, and here's what, we are going to do to build a Palestinian state so that there is no more occupation. So technically, this is still going to be an occupation for a few years. Just that hope alone, knowing that they are working for their future, and that would be enough to remove or neutralize all resistance forces. Really, that would be enough.
I hope you're right.
Most of the resistance are resisting the occupation. If there's a deal on the table,
you can get stickers,
then there's no resistance. I would say 95% of them. 5% of them are crazy and want to destroy Israel.
Sure.
That 5%. That 5% would have, and I know Palestinians. I know more people. They will. They'll either have to leave, and they'll be told, you can go and destroy Israel, but do it from somewhere else. And that's between you and Israel. Leave us out of it. Or they'll be taken care of. Because Palestinians will not allow a small element, a crazy element, to destroy their future. They're not doing that again.
I hope you're right. I That's all I gotta say. I really hope you're right. I mean, you got a bunch of people that work together, that rebuild whatever. I mean, they could build a certain, they could all of a sudden there's a bond that could go between all these guys, and that would be great.
If there's a bond that goes off, well, are moving. If Israel and the Palestinians come up with an agreement for a pathway to a Palestinian state, just a pathway. And if there's anyone that tries to disrupt that, Palestinians would consider them terrorists. And of course Israel would consider them terrorists. And I always say for the first time, Palestinians and Israelis would agree on the definition of terrorism, and they would be working together.
That'd be great.
Well, think about it. They would have to. I mean, that's how, they would have to. There's no way Palestinians are going to want, finally something that they work for, to be destroyed by a few people.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm going to be heading out. Good talking to you. Take care now.
I'll be back on later. All right.
El Normo in the house.
They'd probably be number one. They're just not good looking. So.
And you know what? If I had to think about it, I guess I would think about the French.
Just boom down.
I mean, the wine. I would think about the wine, the food, the literature. There's some good writers. Yeah. The fashion. Yes. And the fashion.
Yeah, the French are probably number 2 for me. Yeah. In Europe.
Yeah, we're thinking about that.
First Lady, you have any thoughts you'd like to share?
None.
Really? As light-skinned as you are, as high yellow as you are.
That's not.
I'm gonna tell you who's low key.
How's that nice? I don't mean to offend. I'm just saying that you probably have strong ties with your high illness.
I'll tell you who's low key better than the Italians is the Spanish. It's a lot going.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I haven't read their literature yet, but I do have a book that I have. I haven't read it yet.
That's all you need.
Oh yes, I do have Don Quixote, but I do have another one.
Okay, El Normo, is something you want to say? Because I'm going to end this room. If you want to listen to the replays to see what they said, you can. I didn't hear it, so.
You know how friends,
I don't know if you want to say
that's set
anything.
up when friends get together and they
Should I
tell
bring you up?
10 stories. Yeah, that's how that book is. I don't have the book in front of me to tell you the name of it. But yeah. Oh yeah, and the wine and the food. Seafood especially. Love tapas. Love it.
I don't know if you want to. I tried to bring you up, but I'm going to end the room. I don't know if you want to say anything. If you can go back into this room and listen to the live stream of Politically Correct Golden Years Gladiators when opinions collide.
Yes. Well, that concludes.
It's also on YouTube.
The segment. If I were a white man, I guess we can move on. Or white women.
What a day on Clubhouse. The morning started with Chaswald Bates. I've never seen a white man talk like Oswald Bates the way we had this morning. That was a wild session this morning. I couldn't believe it. I call him Chadwald. Y'all probably weren't here.
I thought you were referring to the Jake or that one guy that was here earlier, the white guy that went off. Ooh, that was nasty work. He said, "Shut the fuck up. I don't need you to explain shit for me." I said, "Oh."
Hungry got himself in a pretzel because he was trying to defend him, and then by the end he realized it wouldn't work.
I do believe he was shucking and jiving for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, white liberals definitely do that. That's true. We need them to stop doing that.
Okay, Norma, I'm cutting it here. I hope you enjoy it. This has been Politically Correct Democrats Talking Clown Shit. This is AdrianDittman.com. Okay, this is the Adrian Dittman Show, 125.25.
From a long time ago, and you have to slowly teach your body, teach your mind that you're safe in those moments. And you can even do other things to change its physiology in the moment, like whether it's like cold water on your face or just like walking on the, outside or some jumping jacks or something. You just want to show your body, drinking hot tea. You want to show your body that you are safe, because those are not things that you would do if you were
actually equivocating God to a unicorn. God has a philosophical framework, whereas like a unicorn, for an example, has no philosophical framework whatsoever. That's why it's a category error.
So equivocation has like two standard meanings. One is you're just speaking in a confusing way, and the other one is to use a word in two different senses, and then fallaciously infer something by not taking that ambiguity into account. So
Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, all those guys, right? There's a lot of those people were like Alan Watts was. A lot of the early Buddhists were substance abusers who never went through recovery. That's not something that is feasible in the temple setting. It's not an aspect of Buddhist training. It's something that their teachers struggled with. The teachers who came from abroad to America really struggled with substance abuse among Buddhists in America. So you don't really want to pay too much attention to American Buddhists, to be totally frank.